Okay, so now let's talk about moving lights some more and the anatomy and what's inside. When we get back to our light board, now we have all these numbers that we have to manage, right? And we have to, address 2/521 is, or 511 is going to be a fixture. That's impossible. So the moving light manufacturers have developed menus that correspond to the layout of specific fixtures, to how they lay out those DMX addresses, whether red comes first or green comes first, or whether or not it has intensity channel or a movement channel, and where the manufacturer of the light has organized their information, and they've developed menus so that to help us more easily program. So when you're looking at the light board and the light board screens, right, the top of the board are our encoder wheels and our moving light buttons, right? So we have focus, which controls position, color, obviously color, shutters or framing shutters if they're available, image is gobo, and then form is kind of everything else, right? So form will often have iris, and it will have zoom, and it will have the edge, right? The ability to focus. In this example, we have selected color for channel 61, and each of the encoder wheels, right, corresponds to a color, and that's notated on the screen. There's no indication on the light board. It appears actually on the screen in these 4 tiles. So this wheel corresponds to red. This corresponds to the amber. This corresponds to green, and this corresponds to blue. So this is obviously an LED fixture that's red, green, and blue. Plus, they've added an amber. Now, many fixtures have more than just 4 colors available to them. Even this fixture, I think, has more colors available to it. And if you press the color button again, these options will change. I think this would change to white. This one might change to lime, right? So pressing color toggles you through all of the color options that a device might have, right? There are never more than 3 pages of options per, well, I will say that there are rarely 3 pages of color per fixture. Shutter may have a 4th, but I don't think so. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at patch, right? So when we're patching a device, the light board needs to know where it is on the DMX stream. It needs to know where it is in a DMX path, right? And then it also, in order to provide those menus, needs to know what kind of device it is, right? And the device type is assigned in patch, right? So you can see our channel 61 is plugged into universe 1, right? There's no slash in front of it. It's just 277 through 291, however many addresses that is. And then it has a type of a Q-wash 560Z LED, right? Which is a name of a manufacturer. If you look down in the bottom on our patch tab, these are the DMX addresses that it occupies. It occupies DMX addresses 277 through 291, right? Over here is its type, a QWash 560Z, its channel, its address, and this is where we can type in a label if we want to go ahead and label what that fixture is in our plot. When we're trying to assign type, I said that the boards have a set of pre-recorded menus, and in order to do that, when you select type from here, let's go back. If you click on type, you'll open up this menu, and the first tab it'll show you is in the show menu. So if you have any other moving lights or intelligent lights or devices patched, it'll show you ones that you've already done. If it's your first time putting in your first one, you're going to need to select the manufacturer. And there are hundreds of manufacturers of moving lights. And by scrolling with these two arrows, you can move through the list of moving light manufacturers. The Q-Wash is made by a company named Chauvet. And then once you select Chauvet or whatever manufacturer it is, then you're going to get a huge list of all of the different kinds of moving lights that they make, right? So not only do they make that that Q-Wash 560Z, but they also make all of these others and multiple pages of them. So using these arrows moves you left and right across all of the fixtures that are that they make. Now you'll see that some of the fixtures are in white and others are in blue. The ones that are in white are fixed, and there are no more options for that. If you have a Q-Spot 575, you have one option and you click on that. For the Q-Spot 560Z, there are multiple operating modes for that light, right? And when you click on that, you're going to wind up with 2 or 4 or maybe more options. One is the basic operating mode, and the other is the advanced. And it shows you their DMX footprint. So in its basic operating mode, it's 12, and in its advanced operating mode, it's 15. So this is how you would patch a moving light address, its type, and its operating mode. And I'll come back.